Hey, beautiful souls. Hey, beautiful souls. I just wanted to drop by and share something with you, and hopefully, it'll be inspiring and informative to some of you. Before we get started, for those of you who don't know me, I am Venus, a goddess. I am a self mastery solutionist and a transformational coach, teaching all things self mastery, be it mentally, spiritually, physically, financially, and in business as well as emotionally. So, over the course of the week, there's been something that I've been thinking about because of watching several things and listening to certain conversations, and mostly hearing of others' despairs and issues and stuff like that. So, a lot of it having to do with just like personal issues or issues they're having with loved ones or boyfriends, girlfriends, etc., etc. So I wanted to come on here and share something with you. So the title of this video is "You Are Right Where You Choose to Be." I want to say that again. You are exactly where you choose to be. I know a lot of times in my day to day, and I'll often say to me as well as my children and other people when certain things happen, I'm quick because of the mental program. I'm quick to say, well, everything happens for a divine reason. It is what it is when it is, right? True, very true. However, there's also things that are equally important for us to be aware of. And that is, we are the ones who choose to be where we are. We are the ones who ultimately choose to be who we are and everything involving that. We are the ones, the masters of our reality. We are the ones who create our reality. We are the ones who manifest certain things. So I wanted to just share something with you. Hopefully, it'll enlighten you. So I got my notes because I'll be forgetting to write some things. So listen, here's an important fact. When your spirit, your health, your emotions, and your finances is right according to your perspective, according to your standards, you will not make or will not be making the desperate decisions that you make, be it with entertaining certain relationships, be it entertaining certain people. Any of those things matter. When your physical is to your standards, when your finances is to your standards and you okay, when your emotional state is okay, when you're operating in wisdom, you tend to not make the desperate decisions or the unhealthy decisions or the unwise decisions that you make when all of these different things are at least vibrating at a higher level versus a lower level. So when those things are not in order, you choose a man or a woman, because a lot of people, a lot of us are, there's a lot of discussion centered around how men are, how women are, what they do, what they don't do, and all of these different things. So when you are in the area, a healthy area, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, emotionally, you tend not to choose men or women that are toxic to you. And everyone, if you are a human being and have a soul, you have some level of spiritual wisdom. You have some level of intuition within you. You know he or she that's in your life or was in your life is toxic, yet you endured it anyway. If you really think about it and you were honest with yourself, ask yourself, why do you continually choose that type of man or that type of woman to entertain, to commit to? Why do you do that? When all of these things are in order, according to your standards, your specific standards, you also tend not to choose careers, jobs, any financial opportunity that will continually keep you enslaved or will eventually enslave you. When you are not thinking from a desperate standpoint, which meaning if you're emotionally discombobulated, emotionally distort, if you're mentally distort, you're physically distort, you're financially I ain't gonna say broke, but where you don't want to be, it can be improved. You tend to make unhealthy decisions. You tend to make decisions, and you tend to make choices that don't serve you. You go now. You looking to go work at any old job, paying you minimum wage when you're worth so much more than that. That's because you made that decision out of a desperate point in your life, out of a desperate state in your life. You tend not to choose people, places, and things for that matter that will continually do the same thing, put you in an enslaved position, will continually keep you bound and operating on those levels at a lower vibration. And you don't want that. That doesn't promote growth. You will not entertain people, places, and things that devalue you. How many of us entertain people that devalue us, that talk to us all type of crazy, that don't believe in us, that don't lift us up, that don't support us in any way, that act like they like us, smile in our face? Meanwhile, they got all type of envious, jealousy, hateful energy towards us, really. How many of us continually do that? Whether they are your man, your woman, your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your aunt, whoever it may be, people, places, and things in general. If they do not serve you, there is no reason for you to be entertaining them as much as you do. Now, this is not to say you got to cut everybody off, just go cold turkey and act like people don't exist that are in your life. However, when you're making decisions, when you're constantly are in operating and making these choices from a desperate standpoint, desperate mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, emotionally, you tend to make these decisions, and then you wonder why you're aggravated. You wonder why you're stressed. You wonder why you're not happy. You wonder why you're miserable. Because number one, you're not even aware of what's going on. Because some of us don't care enough to invest in ourselves, to learn things that can help us improve. Mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, financially. We too busy on autopilot doing everything else, doing everybody else besides really being aware. Especially being aware in the moments we need to be aware of these things. But yet you continually repeat the same unhealthy behavior patterns. You continually ride and run, walk, run, whatever you call it, on that hamster wheel, calling it progress. And the delusion is you think it's really progress, and it's not. You're not going anywhere. Which is why year after year, year after year, year after year, you continually bitch, moan, complain. You are in a perpetual state of misery because you're too busy being unaware. You're too busy not worrying about you. You're too busy not investing in yourself. You don't have no kind of cares of investing in yourself. You don't have no kind of cares or don't even care about self-mastery. You don't care about improvement. You don't care about self-development. So here's the thing. Some of us may not care about that. However, I do know that not to be true, because most of the ones who say they don't care about all of that stuff or act like they don't care about none of that stuff, those are the ones who are constantly bitching. Those are the ones who are constantly complaining about the sorry man that they got, about the sorry ass woman that they got, about they do this and they do that and they don't do this and they don't. They continually talk about their bosses every goddamn day. They continually talk about how broke they are, how much money they want to make but don't. They continually making all of these unhealthy decisions, but yet they don't really care about themselves. They don't care about self-development. In order for you to recreate your reality, you have to reprogram the years and years and years of repetitive, unhealthy behaviors. It is the only way. And I know there's a lot of coaches out there. There's a lot of inspirational speakers out there, and to each her own. However, what I'm saying to you is that how about you learn more self-awareness? How about you learn self-love? How about you learn emotional intelligence? How about you learn how to even operate in who you are? Which leads me to the question, do you even know who you are? Have you actually sat down and really thought about it? If I came to you and I asked you a question, who are you? Who are you? What would you say to me? Because I know in the years of me coaching thousands of women, the first thing they say is that, I got a PhD, I got a master's. I ain't say what you got. I said, who are you? And most times we lead with that. You are not what you have. Who are you? Spiritually, what is your essence? Most of us women running around here acting like a man and wonder why we can't get a damn man. Dominantly masculine men loves feminine women. And I know society and Western theologies and philosophies has taught you anything but to embrace your femininity. That can be far from the truth. Anyway, that was just a little nugget, neither here or there. So you won't continually entertain people, places, and things that don't serve your highest purpose, your higher purpose. It is also equally important, as I mentioned, to know that without self-mastery, mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, and in business, for those who are, in desire is to be an entrepreneur or is an entrepreneur, business is the same thing. Self-mastery, the practice of it, the daily practice of it is equally important in being self-aware. It's equally important in knowing that you are the one who choose to be who you are. You are the one to choose to be where you are. You are the one who creates your reality, no one else. And this is something, side note, that it doesn't drive me crazy. It baffles me sometimes that we are such a powerful and phenomenal and superior intellectual intellectual souls, that we think, giving all of our cares and giving up our power to whatever God you serve, whoever God you serve. The won't he do it? Won't who do it? Ain't nobody gonna do it unless you do it. The one thing I really don't like about what religion teaches is that it takes away your accountability for owning up to where you are, for taking responsibility of the choices that you make. And as soon as something happens, he gonna take the wheel. Who taking the wheel? That's the reason why you lost now, because you'll keep allowing somebody else to take the wheel instead of you taking your own wheel, navigating your own life, navigating your own course of direction. I'm just saying, to each his her own. To each his her own. I ain't saying nothing, no more. So this is why most of us, if we were completely transparent, if we were to sit down and if we were more aware of our thoughts, if we were more aware of why we do the things we do, if we cared more about finding the root cause and attachment to why we do the things we do, especially, mostly I'm talking about unhealthy behavior patterns that we keep repeating week after week, month after month, year after year. Though that's what I'm really speaking about. If we were honest, we would say that we are 90%. We are 90% the cause of our brokenness, us being broke, us being miserable, underneath all the pretty faces we wear on a daily basis, under all the many hats we have to wear on a daily basis. How are you really feeling inside? Because if, excuse me, If you are not completely happy internally, just being who you are, operating in your passion, if you are operating in your passion, following your purpose and walking your path, then that's a sad place to be. That's a sad place to be. And I know most of you don't want to be in that place. Hell, when I was in that place, I didn't want to be in that place. And instead of me continually to bitch, moan, and complain about it, I had to take the journey of solitude. I had to learn how to be more aware. I had to rediscover who I was. I had to relearn self-love. I had to relearn emotional intelligence. I had to relearn mental intelligence. I had to relearn all of these things because I was serious about recreating my reality. And the only person that was in control of that is me. So I took control. This is why I'm so very passionate about doing what I do, especially when it comes down to women. Men as well. If you are a melanated soul, and this is to give no regards to the rest of the people walking this earth, but if you are a melanated soul and no one has ever told you that you are powerful, that you reign supreme and dominate everything, you have the power to do so. It is in your DNA innately. This is not something that you have to go find. You can't buy it. You can't borrow it. It is in you. And if you would just tap back in and realize who you are, realize that you have the power to recreate your life. Not only that, you have the power to manifest anything you desire in this world. For yourself, for your loved ones. You don't have to tolerate anything that doesn't serve you. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that no more. I think the greatest trick that the wicked ones, I say the wicked ones, I don't say the devil because I don't believe in that. However, I think the greatest delusional deceit trick that the wicked ones ever pulled was making you think that you need them more than they need you. And that is so far from the truth. If you knew a little bit about a lot of things that are going on around you, I'm talking about dealing with astrology, I'm talking about dealing with science, I'm talking about dealing with you as a human being, the original human being. I'm talking about mathematics. I'm talking about chemistry, biology, psychics, psychology. I'm talking about all of these things. Alchemy, all of these things. You are we, and we are powerful. But we become powerless when we forget who we are. When we operate in the concept of you and them. We're powerless. And I enjoy the fact that it is my divine passion and purpose to remind you of certain things. It brings me a great joy to be able to share things with you, to enlighten you, to uplift you. Remember who you are. Tap back into who you are, baby. You need not be humble for no one. You need not to dim your light. You need not to lower your self-confidence or your self-worth to please anybody. You don't need to do that. You don't have to continually accept people, places, and things that don't serve your higher purpose. You deserve to be happy. Who told you that wasn't your birthright? Who told you that you didn't deserve to be happy? Who told you that? Who told you didn't deserve to live in a multi-million-dollar home? Who told you couldn't have a multi-million-dollar home and a absolutely phenomenal husband or wife that caters to your every need, and vice versa? Who told you that you couldn't operate in your passion, purpose, and path because of whatever society deems? Who told you that you wasn't worth it? That you wasn't worth these things? Who told you that these things, you couldn't afford these things, that they weren't for you? This country was built on our ancestors' back. Have you took a look? Have you taken a look outside? Or actually, have you even figured out that you listen to me right now? That you're watching me right now? Which means you have the gifts and the blessings, and you should be full of gratitude because right now you can hear me when others can't hear for unfortunate reasons. You can see me when people can't see. You can feel. You can sense. You can touch. We're so busy on autopilot that you can't even be aware of how blessed you are. I encourage you to slow down. Slow down, take a minute, process your thoughts. Be in the moment. Have gratitude for you even being alive, because you could be a soul floating around here, wishing that you was in a physical body, able to experience the hell that some of y'all think y'all going through. But you are here. You are breathing. You are alive. You are on this side of the soil. Who told you that you had to continually choose things that you don't deserve or desire? Someone once said, this is why it's important to invest in yourself. Invest in the things that you desire. Invest in the things that you're passionate about, which I encourage you. Get passionate about yourself. Get passionate about self-love. Get passionate about self-development. Get passionate about evolving and growing. What I realize is that psychologically, people do not value what they don't invest in. When I needed to learn certain things, I went out and hired some experts. I did the research. I did a lot of things on my own, but don't get it twisted. I am not a master of all things, and neither are you, baby. But I do know I am a master at the things that I do, honey, and self-mastery is that thing. I know in my passion, my purpose, and my path. This is why I teach all things self-mastery, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and in business. Not because I read it in books, and I love to read, and I still, every day I read. Not so much of the external resources and the external information. It all starts internally. Your DNA is an infinite source of information and wisdom, and that's where it all should start. And I want to show you how to tap back into that. I want to encourage you to be the driver and stop giving other people responsibility to control your life, to dictate where you go, to dictate who you are, to dictate who you talk to, who you don't talk to dictate where you go. Take responsibility of your life. You are the one who chooses every day to be exactly where you are. So if you are miserable, broken, upset, unhappy, but pretending to be, or sometimes you just wear it like a badge of honor, do better. At some point, you just got to do better. Now, if that nail in your ass ain't hurting you bad enough, then by all means, keep sitting down, baby. Keep sitting down. I do know that ain't going to work for you, though. But when it finally pains you enough, when it finally pains you enough to not have the money you have, that is accessible to you, to be able to afford you the financial freedom to come and go as you please without worrying about robbing Peter to pay Paul to pay the light bill. You don't have to be that. You don't have to choose to be in that, to live in that. You don't have to continually choose people who are toxic to you. You don't have to continually choose that man who don't give a goddamn about you. You don't have to ask, do he care about you, girl? If you have to ask if he care about you, honey, he don't. If you have to continually ask if that woman care about you, it's because she don't. You will never have to worry about where you stand in a person's life, because their actions will let you know that. So if you ever have to question if a man love you, if a woman love you, if they have your best interests at heart, honey, if you ever got to think about that, honey, it's time for you to stand somewhere else. Care about yourself enough to stop playing with yourself like that. You deserve better. You deserve better. You don't have to work in McDonald's. Now, I'm not saying there's something wrong with McDonald's. I'm just, most of us would not in their right mind choose to work in McDonald's if they ain't have to. You wasn't put on this planet. You wasn't created to work in no damn McDonald's. Especially as no grown ass or grown man. Don't you want more? Don't you want more out of life? You can have that dream career, that dream job. You can be an entrepreneur. You can be financially, mentally, spiritually, physically abundant. Health-wise, all that abundant if you so choose to. You got to you got to be willing to do the work. You got to be willing to do the work. Because I know a lot of us are real lazy and inconsistent. And it's that microwavable fix my life. You want to pop your life in the microwave, and just like that little popcorn and pizza button that say 1 minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes and poof, your life has changed. Baby, it don't work like that. You are not a bag of popcorn or a slice of pizza. You cannot just stick your damn life in the microwave and expect it to be changed. You got to do the work, baby. You're going to have to reprogram years and years and years and years of unhealthy programming to do better. It's just like, okay, I'm going to give you an example, right? The other day I was on the phone with my sisters and we was having a conversation. And I was trying to explain what I'm explaining to you right now using the analogy of the projector. So we all been to the movies. We all know about the movies and the screens and all of that. Okay. So I want you to imagine this, right? This will help you understand why you do the things that you do and how you can change that. Consider that the projector, you go in the movies and they have the projector, right? It's the system. It's what's going to play the tape. It's going to feed it, right? The projector. Consider the projector, your mind, your mental database, your mental program, right? Up to this point, whatever it is, it's infinite, it's everlasting, okay? Consider the projection, the manifestations of the projector, meaning everything that's in your mental database is being projected. So that's in the middle. Consider the screen your life. The screen is your life, and the projector is projecting all of your mental databases, which is creating your reality, which is why you keep doing the same things you're doing, be it healthy or unhealthy. But we're just talking about unhealthy because we're trying to get you to the healthy part. The screen is projecting. It's a mirror of everything that's up here, your reality. And so in order to change the picture on the screen, babies, in order to change the projection, in order to change the movie, you have to change the program that's in the projector. You don't just get to slide in some temporary tapes and automatically boof. It don't work like that, baby. You have to be more aware if you want a better life, if you want to do better. You got to be more aware, baby. Okay? So listen, I hope I ain't hurt nobody's feelings. That wasn't the purpose. But sometime, honey, when you feed somebody sugar too much, okay, your teeth gonna fall out your mouth. And Auntie Venus want to save your teeth, okay? So we can't always sugarcoat things. That's why most of us is mentally, physically, financially, and spiritually diabetic right now. Okay? So sometimes this medicine gonna be bitter, but it's okay. Just take it, okay? Take it and receive it. So I am going to get back to my sister because I'm at my sister's home right now. I felt inspired. Do you see this lovely background? I would give y'all a tiny bit of tour, honey, but she private. But this is a little glimpse of her beautiful creative. This is her beautiful creative place. It's just so luxurious. I wish I can show y'all everything. It's just so beautiful. The energy in here is beautiful. The feng shui is just out of this world. It's amazing. So thank you guys for giving me your time. Okay, I am your girl, your favorite self-mastery solutionist and transformational coach. If there is anything you need help with, reach out to me, DM me. I'll be more than happy to assist you on your journey, as I've done for thousands of other women and a little bit of men in there too. Until next time, guys, good night.